the chairman and the board of Kenya Tea Development Agency, the representatives of the Minji houses, ladies and gentlemen present here. I think today is a very brief session where I felt in consultation with the board of management of Kenya Tea Development Agency, and of course for those that were KCC, that were in KICC in the month of December, when the board and its annual general meeting, you remember I did request the Kenya Tea Development Agency to consider making a minimum bonus payment to our farmers in this month of January, so that our small-scale tea farmers are able to get some money to pay school fees, considering this is the beginning of the year and we have children going to school, and of course understanding the cost of life, the way things are at the moment, as we work day and night to ensure we reduce the cost of living, then it was necessary for us to see, or for the board to consider making an interim payment to our farmers to be able to assist in the management of their financial affairs in this first quarter of the year 2023. So I'm proud and happy to be with you this afternoon to tell the country that the Kenya Tea Development Board acceded to that request, and we are happy to tell the farmers of this country that today the Kenya Tea Development Agency is releasing a sum of Kenya shillings, 5.5 billion shillings, to our tea farmers in the country, so that the beneficiaries can be able to use the same money in mitigating the bad effects or the financial constraints that they may have. So as I join the management in this declaration of the mini bonus tea farmers, I also want to take note that KTDA, as the overall management authority of 71 factories, and in the last conference, we remember we reiterated the government's commitment to support the current leadership to improve the earnings of the tea farmers. And as you are aware, once again, our tea sector is key to the growth of our Kenyan economy, and tea contributes to 2% of our national GDP and 4% of the agricultural GDP in this country. Meaning tea supports 650,000 farmers whose factories are managed by KTDA. And this declaration of 5.5 billion, which is being released today, will really go a long way in supporting our farmers and trying to pay school fees for the children that are joining various education institutions this particular year. And KTDA plays being an aggregator, and with the government support in this sector, I'm sure this money will be able to cushion the sector from the external economic challenges that our people are facing, our farmers are facing right now. We take cognizance of the fact that this not the interest of government, of course, to run business, but to create an enabling environment and framework which will enable business to thrive. And I want to commit and see we work very closely together to be able to spur production and increase productivity in this sector for the greater benefit of our farmers. Remember, the government last year gave a subsidy for fertilizer, and from the information that we get is that out of that subsidy, our tea production really increased in the months of December and the months of November. So we'll continue as government to work very closely to ensure that the cost of production is really brought down so that there is great benefit to our farmers. We have instructions from our great president as a ministry to ensure that we do what we can to make sure that the tea farmers in this country are able to get the best from their produce. And in that line, in that regard, the government is committed and is working to see how to raise money to be able to finance the extra construction of putting up of around 11 lines within the country that will be able to process orthodox tea, which faces or which is able to fetch more money in the world market, so that at least our farmers in this country can be able to make more from their tea production. There is also the commitment of government that in the next, within this particular year, we want to increase value addition to our teas so that we are able at least to get to almost or around 50%. Value addition for our tea is so critical, so important, because we've been selling or exporting unprocessed tea, and it is the realization of government that once value addition is done to our tea, the trend will be able to fetch more money. We are inviting public sector, private sector investment and players for us to achieve this, as government also prepares, organizes itself to see how to be able to support the building or construction of common user facilities in our special economic zones, and especially Mombasa and Ogunkundu, so that we are able to add value to our tea. That common user facility, once done, will be able for those people cannot be able to put up those lines and be able to access that facility at a small fee, pack their tea and be able to export. Of course, we are not forgetting that the government is also committed to ensuring that our embassies out there have the ability to market our tea. Our ambassadors out there are able to become the first stops of call when it comes to the marketing of our Kenyan produce. So we are trying to encourage our embassies to also continue or seek markets for our produce or our tea, so that we are able to open more exports for our tea to different areas. You know, the greatest buyers of our tea is Pakistan and Egypt, and we still feel that we can be able to get a greater share of the market and by trying to explore other markets, so that we are able to get more foreign currency from tea trading. Of course, we will not forget that there are few challenges that are facing the sector, and especially the legal issues or angles that have been existing. And in line with the presidential directive that we have after the meeting we had in the Nuki last year, last week, where the president directed that we shouldn't have, or we should minimize cases of litigation as much as is possible. I want to, on a similar note, to ask the board and the other sector players who have matters in court to explore other alternative dispute mechanisms, so that whatever is holding us in court can really be able to get it behind our backs, and then we can concentrate more on really working for the good of our farmers in this country. I think this is how we really need to move forward, because we waste so much time, we waste money, we waste time in court and I think when we start discussing or talking to one another, some of these problems can be resolved. So just like we have been instructed that we must minimize cases, this board should also, on a similar note, try and see, and I'm also willing to be the coffee and to talk to this matter, see how we can be able to ensure that the tea sector is stabilized for the good of the farmers of this country, and each one of us is able to concentrate on our day-to-day activities without really having to waste so much time in courts. So let me conclude by really appreciating the noble role that this industry plays in our economic